Support for this podcast and the following message come from Whole Foods Market, where this week and every week they're having sales. So keep an eye out for the yellow signs, where you'll find the highest quality food at great prices. Visit WholeFoodsMarket.com to see this week's specials.
Before we get to this week's show, we need to tell you about NPR One. It's an app that opens up a whole world of other shows for you to listen to instead.
You can listen to news and podcasts like How to Do Everything. And whenever you're ready, NPR One has something great just for you. Find it on your app store. NPR ONE. All one word.
It's not NPR WON. NPR actually did not win.
Came close.
I mean, not really.
Close enough.
Hey, Adarayo. What can we help you with?
So I've been obsessively watching Frasier the last few weeks. That's kind of what Netflix does to you. And I noticed that, they're always in Cafe Nervosa. But the people in the background, their mouths are moving. They seem to be having deep conversations. But you can't hear anybody talking usually, or you just hear kind of like background noise. So I was wondering, what do they talk about? Are they given scripts? Or did they just kind of do a good job at ad-libbing?
Yeah, this is, if I remember, this is this coffee house where a lot of the show takes place. And there's always kind of bustle in the background.
Right. And people sometimes look at them, or they're just talking and, just animatedly speaking.
I want to get to your specific question, but I also want to ask, why did you choose Frasier?
So I'm also a student at Georgetown.
Okay.
And I've been studying for midterm, so Frasier just kind of acted as my escape. I can't follow my regular shows because then that requires the brain work of following the scripts and all that. So Frasier, I already know, and it's an awesome show. I love the show. My friends make fun of me because of it, but I love it.
How far along are you in the series?
Okay, so I'm kind of ashamed to admit this. I finished the series last night. All 11 seasons.
Wow.
Yeah. Goodness.
I wonder, as you chose Frasier sort of as an escape during a stressful time, I wonder if any of Dr. Crane's advice in his therapy sessions helped you deal with any of your stress.
Oh, God.
Wait, are you a psychology student?
No.
What are you studying?
International HR management.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you find any of the lessons from Frasier apply to that?
I found a lot of HR issues.
Really?
In the show. So a lot of things that I wouldn't apply in my field.
Like what?
Okay, so they bought a restaurant that was, going out of business, and the way that they treated the waiters and even the chefs, they kept changing the menu. One person would come in and say, "Oh, make this," and then the next one come in and say, "Oh, make this instead." So not planning ahead. Yeah.
I mean, I guess, I'd never thought about it before, but one of the central through lines is the relationship between Niles and
Daphne.
Daphne, yes. Yeah. Oh my gosh, even the way they treated Daphne.
Yeah, I mean, that should have been a professional relationship.
Definitely. She was supposed to be the physical therapist, and then she kind of became the maid.
Yeah.
And, anybody could be standing next to the doorbell, but Daphne always had to answer the door no matter where she was. She was always cooking for them, and just, they weren't treating her well. That's an HR violation.
Is this, Adarayo, is this something you could write a thesis on, you think?
Oh my gosh, I think I could. I could write my capstone on this.
I would love to read that.
HR violations in Frasier.
Well, I want to say that I'm going to look at Frasier and possibly all television very differently through the lens of human resources from now on.
Yes, you should.
And we're very excited to answer your question, so we're going to go try and do that.
I look forward to hearing it. Thank you, guys.
Okay, we have somebody here who can help you with this very specific question. First of all, can you introduce yourself for us?
Sure. My name is Jesse Heyman. I am known as the world's greatest extra. I've been doing it for over 15 years, and I just kind of lucked into it. But it's been a great career for me.
So over those 15 years, how many films do you think you've been in?
Over 100. I don't know the exact total, but I mean it's a lot. I've worked with a lot of the top names, and everyone who was at the Oscars, I probably worked with them in some form on a film. I worked with Leonardo DiCaprio on Catch Me If You Can. Steven Spielberg was directing that, so that was a dream come true for me. I always wanted to work with Steven Spielberg on something, and within a year and a half of starting as extra work, I was working with Steven Spielberg, Tom Hanks, and Leonardo DiCaprio in one setting.
So is there one particular role, Jesse, that you kind of think of as maybe your biggest?
I worked on Old School with Will Ferrell and Vince Vaughn and Luke Wilson and these great comedy people for 6 weeks as one of the pledges, and I'm actually credited in the movie. I did such a good job. And then I worked for 5 seasons on the show Chuck as the named character Fernando, but I only spoke in the final episode. I was non-speaking and playing as a featured extra. There was a lot of featured bits for me, and that the best you can hope for as an extra is be featured in something is where people will notice you.
I love when the credits roll. I love seeing the names of the characters that they will assign to people
right.
who are kind of in the background. Can you list off a few of the names of the characters you've played?
Sure, I've been Geek number 1, Geek number 2, a guy showing his belly, Takeaway Liggly Shopper. I was a lucky party goer.
So Jesse, because you're becoming recognizable as an extra,
right.
Is that ever a liability? Do directors ever worry that you'll be too distracting, that people will focus on you because they recognize you?
It does cause there to be a little less work, but I'm taking advantage of that because I'm not just doing extra work anymore. I'm also doing the speaking roles, and every time I have a day off, I have opportunity to maybe have an audition and then go expand my career.
What a funny thing that you have a job where you can be so good at your job that it hurts your ability to do your job.
Well, it's just my abilities as an extra, but it helps my abilities to gain more roles. I want to eventually go to one of these award shows and actually be there for a reason besides just being an extra or something. I want to be but a lot of people have been telling me that if they I actually had a friend the other day say, you know that thing they do on the Oscars, the in memoriam. Like, if I have a feeling like after you die, you'll be like the first extra to actually be on there. That's a nice thing to say, but it's a little, grim to think about that. But hopefully, I'll get a little more recognition before that.
I do feel like there should be an Oscar for what you do.
Yeah, I think there should be an award. It doesn't have to be an Oscar. It could be any of the award shows. It could be SAG Award, or it could be a Golden Globe or something. But honestly, it's not about the awards. It's just about the recognition from the peers of other actors that we are as important as they are in the film or the TV show.
Do you do you want to make an Oscar speech right now? We'll even bring in some orchestra and play you off if you want.
Well, thank you for this award. I want to thank my agents and all the companies that have hired me over the years, and of course my mom and my dad for all their support. They always supported me. They always said, just keep going, keep your head above the clouds and on your shoulders, and just keep going. I did it.
We should actually get to Adarayo's question.
Well, Jesse's here.
So, Jesse, what do extras do when they're having a conversation in the background?
Put it this way. I try to make it look like I'm doing something that would make sense for the scene. If I'm at a cafe with my friends, I would try to have it look like I'm talking about something going on in our lives. Like, hey, how are you? What's going on with your life? How's that burger? How's that sandwich? I try to make it look like I'm talking about something that we're doing at the cafe, or I'll want to split the bill with me or something, like, I'll try to make what the words are that I'm saying make sense with what the setting is.
And are you, whatever it is that you're talking about, are you talking normally, or is there?
No, we're not. Well, we're not allowed to talk. I mean, if all the background actually got to talk, we'd all have to get credits. They'd all give us extra money, which would be nice, but they don't. And it's called pantomimes, and basically it's talking without talking. It's like, I mean, I could do it right now, but you wouldn't hear me. So.
Well, let's give it a try.
Okay, so.
Oh.
Now, apparently, I was mouthing the words watermelon and mortgage. Now, apparently, if they've taught us that if you mouth the words watermelon and mortgage in scenes, it supposedly makes it look like you're talking about anything.
That's amazing.
Any tone and any seriousness or any comedy, you could say, just mouth the words watermelon, mortgage, and it just sounds like, looks like you're talking about something serious or something funny.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And how perfect if you're ever in a scene where you're at a picnic, say, with a real estate broker.
Exactly. Perfect. That would be a perfect setting for both those.
Well, Jesse, this has been so great talking to you. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you very much.
I think there's more we can do for Adarayo and her question.
Do you want me to answer that right now?
On the line with us now is Perry Gilpin. She starred as Roz Doyle on the TV show Frasier.
And we should say that the one thing about podcasts is there aren't extras in podcasts. There are no background characters, which is ultimately kind of a shame.
So we've asked Jesse if he would hang around, and he is going to serve as an extra during this interview.
All right, so Perry, you heard Adarayo's question. What do you have for her?
There's a wide range of topics being discussed back there. Mainly how much everybody's getting paid for being there, acting like they're talking about something back there.
No, really?
No, that you have to fake it. It's wired for sound, so everyone has to mime. But it's probably, if you look closely, it's usually the same, 15 to 20 people, and a lot of those people were stand-ins for the cast. So they were very much a part of the set, and they would be talking about anything from like what's for lunch to I can't believe they made me wear this stupid coat, but I had to change out of my clothes because Kelsey was wearing the same color I am.
Oh wow! Wait, so those customers, what we would think of as viewers, just as random people, really episode to episode is probably the same 15 or so people.
Yeah, and then there would be other, depending on an episode.
Bill, can you pass me the watermelon?
Or whatever.
Yeah, so Jane and I are talking about getting a mortgage because we like the townhouse we looked at the other day. Yeah.
They know what they're doing.
Oh.
And that's the most important.
Hey, watch out for the seats.
They know what they're doing.
Is it? I mean, I imagine you're in character and you're focused, but is it at all surreal to be there doing your job in the foreground, and you're surrounded by a dozen people who are mouthing the words, who look like they're having conversations, but it's silent?
Of course. I mean, it's as surreal as it can possibly be, but it's part of it's part of what you get used to.
Yeah.
And my nightmare was always dancing, because if you have to dance, a lot of times you have to dance to no music in the background, so you have to fake.
Really?
Dancing. Yes. And I always thought, I'm so glad I don't have to do that, And then of course I did it in a movie once with Ray Liotta, and we had to dance all night long at a wedding with no music, and there's just nothing more embarrassing.
How do you get on the same beat?
You just try. You just have to. You just have to figure out how to do it. I don't know. I mean, you just have to get past being mortified and just make it work.
There's no one calling out like 1, 2, 3, 1. There's none of that?
No, because they can't make any noise.
Perry, can we ask you another question? This also comes from Adarayo.
Sure.
Okay, so Adarayo is studying international HR management. right?
Human resources.
That's right. So she's studying human resources, and throughout the 11 seasons of Frasier, she noticed some HR violations.
Oh, really?
Apparently, there was an episode where Niles and Frasier bought a restaurant. I don't know if you remember this. There was also the way they treated Daphne, I guess. They hired her as a physical therapist, but treated her like a maid.
Well, the restaurant episode, which is a classic, yes, they violated every possible law of just humanity at that restaurant. So, but then the thing about Daphne is funny because we talked about that all the time too, and Jane joked about it a lot, and so did the writers. That she was supposed to be this physical therapist who sort of also did some light housekeeping. And
all right, let's work on this line. Yeah. Hand me the wrench. Okay. We've got the oil change, all right, and we've got the tires, great.
Sometimes she'd have to come in, like, from another room to get the door. So it did become kind of but she complained about it as Daphne, too.
Yeah. Well, Perry, thank you so much for helping out Adarayo.
Sure, you're welcome.
Hey, we want to tell you about our sponsor this week.
Casper. They're an online retailer for mattresses. Casper mattresses are American-made and obsessively engineered for comfort.
They use two technologies, latex foam and memory foam, to give just the right amount of sink and bounce.
And they have a risk-free trial. You can try out your Casper mattress for 100 days. Do whatever you want on the mattress for 100 days. Send it back free, delivery and returns.
Give that thing, give it a workout.
It's outrageous comfort at a polite price, and it's outrageous what you're doing on that mattress for 100 days. Go to Casper.com/everything to check out their options.
Really, this is your only chance to fully test out this mattress, which, if you like it, is going to be with you the rest of your life. So think about everything that could possibly happen on, near, under that mattress. Do it again, and then get on the mattress. See if it has been affected by those strange acts.
You've got a get-out-of-jail-free card with this mattress. For 100 days, you can do whatever you damn well please. Casper doesn't care. Send it back. Free delivery and returns. Plus, they have a special offer for listeners of this podcast. Use the promo code EVERYTHING to redeem $50 towards a Casper mattress that works for you. And whoever else you want to try out on it for 100 days.
We don't want to tell you what to do, but I will say that if you were to set fire to the mattress, and then it would probably be easier to mail back to Casper if it were just a Ziploc bag full of its cremains.
Just keep the tag. Just send back that tag.
Terms and conditions apply. It probably does say something about burning the mattress in there.
Fire's a burned mattress is probably a condition. Well, that does it for this week's show. What'd you learn, Ian?
I learned that if you want to look like you're talking, what you should say is watermelon mortgages. Watermelon mortgages.
Yeah, just looking at your lips when you say that, it could be anything, I guess. But I could hear you saying watermelon mortgages, so it just sounds like nonsense.
So it's been my dream. I think it's the dream of many Americans to own my own watermelon. I can't just go out and buy it in cash willy-nilly. So I've been talking with a lender about getting a watermelon mortgage.
Where do you go to get that?
I wouldn't say there's a lot of reputable.
Yeah.
But for just 10% down, 20% if you don't want to pay watermelon insurance.
Okay. Sure.
But yeah, in just 30 years, which is roughly 29.9 years after I will finish eating the watermelon, it'll be paid off.
How much does the maybe personal, how much does it cost?
It's $8. So with just $2 down, even less.
What are your monthly payments then? With all the fees and everything?
With the interest, it's about $850 a month.
Do you have any points on that?
Oh, yeah. The thing is, a lot of people during the subprime, they got under watermelon on their mortgages. And their watermelons are actually worth less than the value of the mortgage.
That's funny. I remember because a lot of economic forecasts did say there was a watermelon bubble.
How to Do Everything is produced by Nadia Wilson with technical direction from Lorna White.
Our intern this week is Jonathan. Jonathan did great work monitoring all of our heart rhythms.
I was actually pronounced dead during our conversation with Perry Gilpin.
Yeah, that was tough. I wasn't sure whether or not we wanted to bring you back.
Our artist in residence is Justin Whitty.
You can get us your questions. Send them to us at howto@npr.org.
Our website is howtodoeverything.org. I'm Ian.
And I'm Mike.
Thanks.
Finally, that show is done. But we do have more shows to offer you. Not this show, but for example, check out the NPR Politics Podcast.
That's where NPR's political reporters talk to you like they talk to each other. Sam Sanders and Ari Shapiro talk to each other using only a series of clicks. And no actual words.
Tamara Keith and Sue Davis speak only in metaphor.
With weekly roundups, short takes on news, and an accounting of everything that happened at Tanagra, you don't have to keep up with politics to know what's happening this election year.
Sanders, his arms open.
When the walls fell. Listen and subscribe to the NPR Politics Podcast on the NPR One app and at npr.org/podcasts. They want us to spell out O-R-G.
O-N-O-R-G.
Yeah. I feel like we're all past that, right?
I don't actually think that's appropriate.